and some music on, and we will get ourselves warmed up. I'm going to play around with some different cardio ideas again today, and then we'll focus in based on, Judy's feedback about where your bodies are sore from this week's workouts. We'll focus a little more on our core
Yeah, good.
as our strength. Okay, you ready? Start moving your feet. Let's step our right leg back and left. Let's just start to open up through hips before we do bigger movements, getting our heart rate up. Oh, here we go. Add your big reach and rotation, getting a nice stretch through the front of your body. Yes, yes. We got to start now. Now, Judy, we got to focus on the Blue Jays. There's some pretty cool things happening with the Blue Jays. Right leg forward, rotate in and switch. Guerrero Jr., 22 years old, is having quite an amazing year.
Yeah, that's good.
Ugh. If it feels good for you, reach across towards your opposite wall. So let's just get our joints ready to move. Two more. Lateral lunge, toes stay forward, push into one hip and then the other. Remember, you keep your trail foot planted on the ground so you can shift into your hips. Yeah, how about a big reach? It is supposed to be smoking hot, not today. Starting on Saturday, I was seeing temperatures in the 30s. So I wish for all of you air conditioning. Good. Go back to the tap behind. Let's go through these quickly again. Then I'll start ramping up our movements. I know, we have a hot tub in the backyard, and we got to start dropping the temperature. Reach and rotate so I can have a cool tub for these 30-degree days. Four more. Right leg forward, rotate in. We're opening up our glute muscles. So instead of rotating out, that allows us to get into a squat position. Now we stretch these muscles, if you'd like, at the reach. And that allows us to get into our squatting motion with a little more ease. Hey, 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 come on, Vogue. Lateral lunge comes up next. Keep your 10 toes forward. So you really let your hips move side to side. You ready for this? So that's good. We'll start doing, at least getting outdoor classes prepared for the island. So if you're looking for some opportunities to be in person, step touch. I know the idea is to have a boot camp on Saturday mornings, rather, and then a few sunset yogas throughout the summer. Come into a V-step. Sorry, I feel like I'm not getting my words out properly today. Hopefully you understand what I'm saying. Come on, Vogue. Two more. Back to the step touch. Push off. See if you can make this bigger. Can you push and cover a little more ground? Four more. Back to the V step. Drop a bit deeper this time. Drop. Whew. It's nice and cool and air conditioned in my basement, so I know when we're actually getting warm. Side step one more time. How we doing? Good. 4, 3. If you want, bring in a bit of impact. That way we can prep our ankles, because we're going to add impact to our workout, or the choice to add it. 4, 3. Let's try our V-step again. Drop deep. Sink. Sink. We love you. What is it today? June 3rd. Can you believe it? It's June. Now, if you want, put in your rhythm V. Quick, quick. Ugh. 4 more. All right, are we ready? Walk it out, walk it out. Keep your feet moving, keep your feet moving. I'm just going to increase the speed of the music. That might be too fast. All right. First movement. Keep moving. A crouch, step back, a crouch. So I'm going on the diagonal. If you want, you can go forward. It doesn't matter. You decide. You can stay a little more upright, or if you want, you can drop deeper. It's all in your hips, knees, and ankles that determines your depth. Good. So we've got this as our base movement. Couple different choices for this one. Now watch your next choice. If you want, instead of a step back, you can add a double bounce. You can keep your toes on the ground and bounce through your heels, or get a little more lift off. I've got my pretend pylon there again, and I'm reaching for it while keeping my shoulders up and elevated. Good. 8 more. 7. Whew. If this is working, you're probably noticing you're getting really breathy. That's what I'm noticing. 4 more. Sorry, Judy, it's a little bit quad dominant. But we're moving quick, hopefully flushing out your legs a little. Okay, last 2. Let's do a step touch. Whew, flush them out, flush them out. We're going to always use our quads, but we won't be holding things. Base move. Whew. Anyone else? Can you hear me through my earbuds? Can you hear how much I'm breathing? Whew. Here's your choice. Quick skate. You've got this choice like we did in the warm-up, or if you want. Yeah, that's good. I had my arms doing something weird. It didn't feel natural. That's better. Push and catch. Maybe you can go a little further. Give that a go. Push and catch. Here's our countdown. 4, 3. All right, now this is not going to be a fluid transition. Feet wide, bear crawl. So come down into a plank, wrists under shoulders. Mountain climber. You can do this slowly. If you don't want to get down and do this, go ahead and hold a running motion on the spot. Now, your next choice is to speed this up. You decide. And you don't have to go at the same pace as me. You can go at your pace. Oh, here we go. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Now, feet come wide. Use your bear crawl to get yourself back up. And then join me in a jogging motion or a walking motion, okay? So if you really don't want to do that bear crawl movement, no problem. Into the plank, you could stay upright and jog. Here's where we're headed. It's a double jog. We do 2 on each side. Or you could walk and lift your knee. Double. Now you want to get our hamstrings involved, so we're going to take this first forward. That's going to be more quad. But now go backwards, push. But because you're bringing your heel towards your tush, that does get your hamstrings into the game. Take it back. Come on, forward and back. Good. Keep it coming. Double. Or you might be walking this one more time. Take it back. Last movement, double step touch. 2 steps over, 2 steps back. We've learned almost everything, although at the end, when we're done going through the pattern a few times, I have one more thing I want to try with you that's kind of strength and cardio mixed together. All right, if you've caught your breath enough, here's the add-on. Shuffle, rotate, push. Really push. You're trying to push the wall down. Push the wall down. I always think of that scene in Star Wars where the wall's caving in on them and you got to push it away. One of the original Star Wars movies. Let's do 8 more in total. And we'll go back to that crouching motion. 4, ready, rotate, push through your hip. Last one. Now we crouch. Crouch. That's not a great transition. I'll put in a little walk in between next time. You've got this option to step back or double pump. Oh. Alrighty, alrighty. Of course, if you want to stay higher, you can. If you want to come forward on your crouch versus diagonal, both will work. 8 more in total, or 4 each way. My hope is your heart rate has gone up and stayed up. Last one. 1 bear crawl. Widen your legs. Come forward. Wrists are under your shoulders. Do a few slow ones. In, in. Now you can stay with slow or you can speed it up. Whichever you prefer. Make sure your wrists are directly under your shoulders. And then a little micro bend in your elbows will put load into your muscles instead of your joints. Keep going if you can. Remember, you can always change the pace. 8, 7, 6, 4, 3. Take your legs out wide. Crawl yourself back. Join me up top when you're ready. Oh. Good, good. Change this to the double jog. So unless it's contraindicated for you and your heart, it's actually good to get up and down because it teaches our body how to kind of self-regulate. Good. Remember, this can be a step and a knee lift. 4, 3, bring this forward to me. Take it back. Now, if you're choosing this kind of running motion, instead of knee up, I'm bringing my heel back to get a little break for hip flexors and a little more work for hamstrings and glutes in behind. Forward. Here we go. Oh, I think I might have put these moves a little out of order, but it doesn't matter. Ready? Let's go forward and back 2 more times. And back. Good. Last one, last one. The other 2 moves will flow well together. 4, 3, step touch, go. Remember this base. Or whenever you feel ready, you decide, right? You can always do this version with some impact without as much of the balance component. Ah, yeah. How we doing? Good. Okay, we've got a few more minutes so we can stay in our cardio pattern. Let's do 4 more. Right away, double step touch. Get used to the footprint. Yeah, somehow I mixed up our order a little bit, but it doesn't matter. It still worked. Let me remind you. Push. Rotate from your hip. Push. As strong as you can. So heel of your hand and your hip pushing. And a lot of core work as you rotate and generate power. Let's do 8 more in total. We're going back to the beginning after this with the crouch. 4 more. But we're going to walk, or you can jog on the spot just to get yourself kind of discombobulated, back from discombobulated. I don't know what the opposite word is. 3, let's crouch. If you want, put the double bounce in right away. Oh, feels so good to move, to get my heart rate up and just to keep it going. So much blood flow. I can already feel my body kind of like almost relaxing in a way. Like it's like the muscles, like, oh, I needed this. 8 more. 6. 4. Last one. Feet wide so you can do your bear crawl. Join me whenever you're ready. You can get down and up a different way if you prefer. Wrists are under shoulders. Start slow if you want. Micro bend your elbows, then pick up the pace anytime you want. So do you notice how my shoulders are stacked right over my wrists, even slightly forward as opposed to back? Ooh. This is so tough. It's amazing, right? Because our body's not actually moving that much. But I find this so challenging cardiovascularly. 8, 7, 4, 3, 2, good. Take your feet wide. Doesn't need to be graceful. It just needs to work, right, to get us up and down. When you're ready, double. Bring it forward if you want. Take it back. So this way I've got you moving forward and back, side to side. We've moved on the diagonal. We put in some rotation. So we're really covering all the planes of motion. Oh, Deborah, I asked my dad. He definitely knew who. Now I remember Oreo. Definitely knew who that gentleman was. I just think because Judy's like, remember Oreo? Dimitrov or something, right?
Demetrius Oreopoulos.
Demetrius Oreopoulos, right. But I'm glad Judy said, Oreo, just think Oreo. That helped me remember. All right, one more time. Go forward and back. Here we go. Side step. If you want to go into the skate right away, you can, right? Push and catch. We're going to wrap up this pattern. And then I told you I've got one more thing I want to try with you. If you're game for it, you can use a weight or not. Push, push. 8 more. Well, it's really 16, so we do both directions. 4, 3, double step touch, or shuffle, rotate, and push. Right, you decide. Maybe you want to do some here before you come here. I can tell you though, we're less of a slave to our TV with the maple leafs out instead of planning our whole lives around game night. 4 more in total. 3, 2, and 1. Right. Oh my goodness. Grab a sip of water. Keep your feet moving if you want, if you can, because our heart rates are elevated. Can I show you something? Oh. So I'm going to grab one weight at 10 pounds. Not a heavy one, not a really heavy one. You can decide if you want a light one or no weight. Let me show you. So we'll squat. So side to side. Here's another choice. You could do a bicep curl, okay? If you don't want to do that big long lever. So that's the foundation. Then I'm going to turn it into a power movement, and you decide if you want to give it a go or not. Keep moving with me. Of course, this is a choice. I'm going to go back overhead so I can show you your choice. If you want to try it, bop. I'll show you from this side. So I'm really using my hips to power this up. My arms stay straight if I'm choosing this one, or you could try this one. You could also step, jump, if you want some of the jump without all of the jump. Or how about 8 more? Then we'll call it a day for cardio. This is power training as well. 4 more. Last one. Oh, now that would have worked even if you didn't have the weight in your hand, right? Even dropping and lifting. Whew. You can let me know your thoughts after. I wanted to see how you feel about that. Let's do some core focused strength work. But first, let's bring our heart rate down a little. Just walk, take a big breath in. Inhale. Couple more times. Feet moving, right? So that we still got blood flowing. One more big breath. Good. Step right and left. 4, 3, 2. Slow this down. Rotate. Now go left. Hold. Hold. Just some active recovery. One more each way. You can see my dog right now. Now she's resting on the couch with her head on a pillow. Good. I'll make sure we do some good quad stretches for you, Judy. But let's use our bear crawl. Or if you want to just come down to the floor into a plank, you can. But I like practicing the ground to standing. We haven't been doing a lot of that lately. So we're going to crawl into our plank. Then slowly we lift. Switch sides. Slowly. Trying to keep your body nice and level. So it's not about speed here. If you want to go at a slower or different pace than me, that's fine. You could also have your bottom knee on the ground at any point. One more. Feet come wide. Crawl back. Good. Don't worry so much about being to the pace of music. Remember, you can stop here. Let's crawl forward. Great mobility for our hips. Find your plank again. Okay. Take your feet or knees out wide. Lift your right arm and your left. Feel free to have knees down if that enables you to keep your torso quite still. Reach, reach. Now, reach to the side. Side. Ooh. Of course, you're going to need to shift a little side to side, but we'll try to minimize that. Last one. Crawl back, crawl back. Whew. Good. We're going to do one more. Then we'll have some extra or some time for some additional stretching. Use your bear crawl. Crawl forward. This time, tuck your knees so they're under your hips. And then you can decide if you want to keep them on the floor or, sweaty, it's like slippery. Lift your knees. And we'll go back to a rotation. Of course, bottom knee can be down. Especially, we have now done a ton of core training. So you might need or just prefer that lifeline. We have 2 more of these. Last one. Now you go ahead and just stay here on your hands and knees. Grab a mat if you want. I'm going to grab my mat. And I'll change up the music. But while you're here, start doing your cat and cow where you round up through your spine while I change the music. And then do the reverse, lifting your head and tailbone to start mobilizing through your spine. Wow. Alrighty. That was an awesome workout.
Yeah, it was.
Ooh. Ooh. Good. Oh, I love this song. I'm going to do my absolute best, no promises though, to stay quiet and not sing along. But that's going to be hard for me because I love the song so much. Okay, so we'll do a few more round up. Inhale. Exhale, lift your head and tailbone. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Find your neutral spine. This is going to feel awkward at first. Bring your shin, one of your shins forward towards your wrist. Let me switch this so you can see what I'm doing. But I'll tell you why I'm doing this. Is because first we're going to stretch out our glute. So if you want to come into full pigeon or swan pose, you can. We're stretching the front glute and hip. If you want to bend your back leg, you're still stretching the front hip and glute. It just depends how your back leg and your hips feel. Okay, but you can fold and come onto your forearms if you want. Even if you're in this position, it works. Who'd we lose? Oh, we lost Karen and Ivana. I wonder what happened to them. Oh, no, Karen's still here. What am I saying? Just Ivana. Okay, shift your weight. So now you can grab your back foot. It's a great way to stretch out our quadricep. Kind of push your hip forward. But then we don't have to worry about balance, which is lovely when we're tired. Whew. Now I'll do a bit of a flowing pattern here so we can get to the other side. Bring your back leg around, stick it forward, toes are pulled up, foot is flexed, knee can be bent. Find your sitting bones, shift from your hips only as opposed to, and then you can soften your upper back. So now we're stretching the back of our legs, getting into your hamstring. And then we'll have time to do the other side. Oh, I've done well so far. I have not been singing out loud, just in my head. Okay, you ready? On the big chorus, let's switch sides. So the leg that's extended out in front, now because your bent leg, the other leg comes behind in this 90 degree position. So it's 90 first, front knee and back, in between your hips. Or square up into full pigeon pose, or I call it swan pose, but whew. What your love means to me. Open arms. There, sorry, singing. As you rise up, transfer your weight to your front hip. Grab your back leg. If it's hard for you to grab onto your foot, if you have your towel or sweatshirt or something close by, you could wrap it around your band. Excuse me. And then I'm pushing my hip forward. to help extend to the origin, where your quadricep muscles start, or part of it. And now bring your leg around for one more hamstring stretch on the other side. Sitting up tall, shift as far as you can. You'll feel a gentle pull, and then you can release through your spine. And it doesn't matter if your leg stays bent the whole time, mine does. Use your breath, inhale, then exhale and see if you can soften. When we're together. I love this song too. Roll yourself up, sitting comfortably, however that is for you. Inhale and exhale. Change sides. Inhale, lean, exhale. Let's do one more each way. And last one. Just set your shoulders back a few times. Thank you, thank you, thank you.